You know, at the moment we're living on a planet where there really don't seem to be enough people who are living lives that they think are awesome. And I think that's kind of sad, and I don't think it has to be that way, this way. But how can we create more opportunities for people to learn what they need and what they need and want to live lives they really want to live? A lot of people think education might be the way, but this isn't the way our schools are set up right now. The education systems all over the world, including here in the US, have failed us. There are places where people sit in rows and columns, absorbing information from some authority at the front, responding to bells, and taking tests. They have little or nothing to do with learning how to live lives we want to live. One of the reasons I go around helping Hackerspaces and why I help start NoiseBridge is that these are great models for doing just that, teaching people how to learn for the rest of their lives, to live lives they want to learn, want to live. And we can do that with supportive community that Hackerspaces provide. These kind of supportive communities can happen elsewhere, but I focus on Hackerspaces, and Hackerspaces do it through hacking. Hacking has a lot of definitions, but the definition I want to focus on here is this one. And we can hack anything with this definition. Hacking, in this respect, is taking anything in the world, using it as a resource, and there are a lot of resources available to all of us, doing cool things from them, learning from it, seeing what happens, what works, what doesn't, and then sharing it. But above all, doing it because we love it. We can hack anything. Of course, people think of computers and tech, but we can also hack ourselves. Our lives are a resource. The community we have are resources. We can use these resources to learn, to make choices, to learn from the consequences of the choices, which are new resources, more resources to draw from, and make new choices. Why not make choices that feel, to the best of your ability, better? And making your life better and the world better. We can do that. We can hack ourselves. We can hack our societies. We can hack the planet. We can also hack education. And if we do that by exploring and doing what we love, it's really powerful. So many of us are not living lives we love. We've lost the ability to even know what we love. We're not in practice at that. It takes practice. We have to keep exploring and then doing what we think we love and then seeing if we do. And if we do more of it and do less of what we know we don't love to make time for that. But hackerspaces are places all over the world where people form supportive communities for exploring and doing what you love. When I co-founded NoiseBridge in 2007, there were a couple dozen hackerspaces in the world. And now there's 1,500. There's a few of them. North America you can't even see. There's other places that need a little bit of help, and that's one of the reasons I've been going around the world, is helping people form communities that are good for them, each unique and perfect for them. But all of this happened growing in a few years from a couple dozen to this because the world needs this. We all need community. And hackerspaces are one way that provide it. We all need creative expression, outlets for our creative expression, and hackerspaces provide supportive community for exploring and doing what we love, and hopefully that really keys into our creative expression. We can do awesome things collectively and individually. There are also great places for people to learn all sorts of things because at Hackerspaces we share. One of the reasons why we exist as a species on the planet is because we get together and support each other. We share. It feels great to share. We need to share. I don't know why more people don't do it because it feels great to share. And when you love something, of course, you want to share it too. And your enthusiasm becomes contagious. Your creativity is also contagious. And they're fantastic resources for all sorts of things. It's really great that we have 1,500 hackerspaces on the planet. That provides opportunities for people to explore and do what they love. They might not have had that otherwise. They certainly didn't get it from their schools, but it provides opportunities for maybe, 150,000 people. But there are 7 billion people on the planet. There's 7 billion of us. We all need these opportunities. So we need 1 million hackerspaces. But if you follow the growth of hackerspaces since 2007, it's a perfect exponential curve. And if we keep giving it little nudges where appropriate and where we're feeling called to do it in whatever way we want to, that will happen. And it'll happen within 10 years from now if that curve keeps going. And I want to encourage everyone to do that if you feel called to it. I certainly do. It is going to happen one way or another. This is happening all over the world. For the last several years, I've been traveling the world teaching workshops and giving talks and helping people form their own unique communities that are good for them as they see it. This is anarchy. There's no central model. The only model is get together and do something awesome, create a supportive community and make it happen. And it works. There's very few failures of hackerspaces. And we've all learned from those failures because hackerspaces all help one another. Something that's been around for quite a while is artists in residence. These are individual artists who go to an artist space. They're invited there to share what they know. Quite often they're just in a studio by themselves, but quite often they're also sharing what they know with other people so that the other people in whatever place, not their hometown, can benefit from it. Then they learn a bunch from that, and then they can go home and take what they learn and share it at home or bring it on the road to the next place. This is something that's worked really well all over the place. In 2008, I was an artist in residence for the first time at this really cool artist space that also had a hackerspace in Providence, Rhode Island called AS220. It was an amazing experience. I didn't know what artist in residence really meant. Of course, I've heard of it, but what does it mean? So I asked them, and they said, I don't know, we're giving you a room, we'll give you $1,000, do whatever you want. If you want to, you can do workshops, you can work on your own projects, you can mentor people, or you can just hang out in your room. I decided I wouldn't just hang out in my room, but I'd work on projects and do workshops and mentor people and do whatever I wanted. I ended up doing lots of presentations as well. And I ended up doing this one project. There's a workshop I taught 50 people how to solder making a TV Be Gone kit. Providence, Rhode Island then had 50 people going around turning TVs off in public places. That was fun. And then here's a video of a project I ended up making, which is one of my more popular kits, second to TV Be Gone. It's interactive blinky light art. You just wave your hand over it and colored lights follow your hand. I call it trippy RGB waves. These are the kind of the things that can happen when you're doing what you love and you're given a space by a supportive community to support you in doing that. I didn't plan on doing this. It's just cool things happen. When I co-founded NoiseBridge with a bunch of cool people, here's a few of them. This is our founding day, the first day of our space back in 2007. We planned on having a hacker in residence program where not just people who consider themselves artists, because I didn't consider myself an artist. I think I am now. I think we all are. But people in any realm can go around the world and be supported to do the cool things they do and share them with people in a hackerspace. And we wanted to provide that space at NoiseBridge. Well, for all sorts of reasons, that didn't happen. We focused our energies on doing all sorts of other cool things. But more recently, me and a bunch of hackers in the Bay Area and around the world decided we would form the Hacker in Residence program, but an international one, not just at one hackerspace and not just at hackerspaces, but at any organization that wants to have a residence and who thinks they can benefit from having a resident there or a group of residents. So we'd bring hackers from around the world, offer them a space to do whatever they want for a month, a week, 3 months, whatever the space wants, and encourage hacker awesomeness at local place, and if enough of this is going around, hacker awesomeness all over the planet. That's the goal, and it's already happening. Oh, and by the way, libraries are now really getting on the bandwagon for this. I was just an artist in residence at the University of Illinois. I got back last week, and the Illinois Urbana Free Library has a hackerspace in their basement where, mostly for teens, there's like 30 to 50 teens who show up every day. And it's an amazing opportunity for these kids who would just be sitting around doing things they probably don't even like. And yeah, a lot of disadvantaged youth benefit from this. But the Hackers in Residence program would be a constant stream of hackers. Imagine this constant stream of very diverse hackers from everywhere, traveling the world, gaining invaluable experience, sharing what they know and love, and helping others everywhere they go. That's what we're aiming for. And imagine diverse organizations all over the world offering residency opportunities where these hackers can go to their supportive community, and those communities will greatly benefit from these diverse stream of hackers coming there with their wealth of knowledge, with their skills, with their enthusiasm, with their creativity, and sharing all of that. Hackerspaces.org is a website which is just sort of a central networking place on the web. I helped found that, and it's a wiki. Anyone can create wiki pages, so we created a wiki page for Hacker in Residence program just to kick it off, and there's already 88 hackerspaces and other organizations, libraries and schools and homeschoolers who have residency opportunities. Some of them all expenses paid, some no expenses paid, and anywhere in between, up, down, and all around, all diverse kind of situations. But there's already 88 of them who are offering residencies, and there's 32 that are planning on it. So this has been up for a few months, and all of this has happened because we need it, and it's all been very informal, just word of mouth, but we want to grow this into something that anyone in the world can take part in, and hopefully more and more people will find out about. So over the past few weeks, me and my friend Rich, with a lot of input from the community, have created hackerinresidence.org. So hackerinresidence.org, any organization, and it's all free, all nonprofit, it's just doing it as a project of love, and any organization can have a page or pages where they tell about the organization, they list what they have to offer, and any residents, they list what they have to offer, and it can be any or all of these things. All expenses paid, no expenses paid, lots of cool tools, or just a space to do your cool thing. And then there's space to list what's required of the residents. Some of them, it's just, you can do whatever you want. Others, they have specific requirements, a minimum maximum stay, what languages do you need, etc. So, because this is international, we're starting off with the website just English that needs to grow, but it's a start now. And the website is live, although not quite ready for prime time, but it also gives contact information where you can apply. So, and it's for any of these organizations that can benefit and help the local communities, but it spreads. So if it helps a local community and you go there, you learn, you bring it home, and you learn, you share, the people there learn, they go out and spread it, the diaspora of people hacking the planet continues for more hacker awesomeness. Here's Here's a couple of Hacker in Residence opportunities that I helped organize while I was in China this winter, earlier this winter. Tsinghua University is considered one of the most prestigious universities in all of China. And they now have a Hacker in Residence opportunity. We'll have this on the hackerinresidence.org website hopefully really soon. The president of Tsinghua is totally into hacking education to make it something that people learn from rather than just become the best test takers on the planet. I think all of us here are good test takers, right? We all got filtered for that if we went to school. But anyways, school can be more, and it will be with the help of this and other things. So this is an amazing school. These tools are not just like little low-res 3D printers. These are high-res 3D printers that if you bought it would cost $100,000, but all the students here have access to it. They don't use it because they're focusing on tests, but if you're a Hacker in Residence there, you can use this and it'll teach you how to use it. You have access to all their tools. You also have access to classes there with some amazing professors from all over the world. They want a commitment of 1 to 3 months. It'll be all expenses paid. They'll feed you, they'll house you. It's an incredible opportunity, and it'll also look good on your resume if that matters to you. So this is really a first in China, and since this is such a prestigious place, it is going to spread because people in China copy things that have a lot of cachet, even more than here. We had a kickoff party for it, which we called Kung Fu Hacking. That was kind of weird, but it was fun. Beijing Makerspace is the hackerspace in Beijing. Right now there's only one, but there will be a lot more. The Beijing Makerspace has a Hacker in Residence opportunity, which is also really amazing. They're in the middle of this high-tech part of town where you can buy anything. Anything. It's not a Radio Shack where you can buy a 1K resistor, if that means anything to you, but you can buy anything for super cheap. So they have this information, they provide a bunch of stuff. They require 1 to 3 months, but they also have all expenses paid, and food, and an incredibly cool apartment. You can apply there. But that's just a little taste. And this is leading to a lot of hackers all over the world, very diverse, going to places where there are opportunities to share what they love, to explore more of what they love, learn from where they are, bring it home, and have it spread from there. Hacker awesomeness is happening and spreading. I hope this sounds cool to some people here. If it does, please spread the word. And know that you, every one of you can be an artist in residence, a hacker in residence, if you want to. Right now, the website isn't really ready for prime time, so email me and I'll add you to my informal list of people to keep informed about Hacker in Residence opportunities and let you know when the website is live with cool opportunities there. And I'll show you my email address again. But please know that you can change the world. We all have the power to do that. It's each of us doing what we love and sharing that which makes our lives better and the lives of those around us better. So thanks for playing your part in all of that. Perfect timing. Is there Q&A now, or is it time for me to split?
Let's do some questions.
Okay. Any questions? Yeah.
Have you noticed like certain cultures are more prone to adopting the mentality of hackerspaces and others are more of a challenge for them?
Yeah, the question is, are there certain cultures that are more prone for adopting the hacker space and hacker mentality than others? And are there any that are more challenging? Yeah, all cultures are different, but we're all human. We all have a deep inner need for community, and there's so little of it in all of the cultures on the planet. And we all need to express our creativity. And we're lucky now to live at a time when there are so many ways that we can focus our creativity and not doing it just merely for survival. Same with community. We don't need it for survival, but we still need it to thrive in our lives. But culturally, there are some places that adapt to this readily, easily, immediately, like in the United States and Europe, and in China now, that things are changing there. But there are places like Japan, surprisingly, where it's very challenging. There, the culture is much more inward looking, and it's considered immodest to go up to someone and say, look at this cool thing I do. Immodesty is a bad thing. You should feel a lot of shame, not only for you, but your family. And so it's been a difficult road in Japan, although there are several hackerspaces in Japan now. And the things that come out of these hackerspaces are incredible, including SafeCast, which is making it really cheap and easy to measure radiation levels all over Japan and the world, because the government of Japan hasn't been very forthcoming with the truth. So they've made it easy for anyone to do that, and it all goes to a free open source database that anyone can use for any purpose. So yeah, there's challenges everywhere, but there's assets everywhere as well. In Japan, people actually are encouraged to, in their education system, in some ways, to explore what they really love doing, but then of course they go work for some huge horrible corporation where they languish at a desk the rest of their life. But yeah, every place has pluses and minuses, challenges and assets. But it does work everywhere. Places that have almost no money, that's a challenge, like Detroit or places in Egypt where I've been, but they have a lot of resources for really cheap, and a lot of people with a lot of time and energy and creativity to come together and do cool things. So everyone has these things to draw from, and everyone has challenges to deal with, but it works everywhere if people come together knowing they want to explore and do what they love. That's an incredible driving force.
Hi, Mitch. Joseph here. Last time I saw you, you were in Amsterdam, or not in Amsterdam, Netherlands, at Ohm, with about 10 tables full of kids, teach them all how to solder. I really love what you do. You mentioned in your talk libraries as being one of the best places for concentrating resources to build hackerspaces in a public area. A lot of libraries, it's the new concept for them. What's a really easy thing for them to accept to get your foot in the door with these guys?
Librarians are, as a general rule, very open-minded, forward-thinking people. So every time I meet a librarian, I ask them if they've heard about hackerspaces, and often they have now. A few years ago they didn't, but they know that libraries are not as relevant at the moment as they were and as they will be, and the librarians want them to stay relevant. There are libraries in every teeny little podunk town in America and every town and city all over the place in big cities. These are amazing community resources, and librarians want them to be used. They want their space that they can help facilitate people to come together and learn. They're learning centers. They can learn from reading books, they can learn from computers, they can also learn from people coming in, doing workshops, people coming together and just teaching themselves, teaching each other. So yeah, and just sharing my enthusiasm like that has helped people start hackerspaces, including in Urbana. I was there 2 years ago when it was just a notion, and now it's thriving. The one in the main library in Philadelphia has a hackerspace now. This is a notion that librarians know about, so all you got to do is poke.
Thank you so much.
Great, thanks everyone.